This evening, unidentified body found in central Georgetown. AFC's youth arm pickets Guyana Elections Commission. Construction of Diamond-OGLE road link to begin this year. In the region, standoff between MADURO and the U.S. continues as thousands of people flee Venezuela. And internationally, Indonesia stays alert as lava gas flows out of ANAK, KRAKATOA. Greetings to our viewers in Guyana and around the world. Today is Thursday, February 7, 2019, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Police in Georgetown are currently investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of an unidentified male. Esther Sobers has more.
Thursday morning, the body of a vagrant was found dead on the parapet at the intersection of Church and Avenue of the Republic. According to police, the dead man is of African descent and may be in his mid-50s. He was found shirtless and only clad in a brown pants. As the police investigators arrived at the scene, they were trying to ascertain whether the man's death could be linked to a possible homicide. One onlooker noted that he would see the man traversing around town and said that he was a peaceful man who didn't cause any harm to no one. It was only last November that a vagrant who was only identified as the Buckman was seen frequently around the Leopold Street working Ross Georgetown met his demise in a reported argument over drugs. Meanwhile, up to press time, the body of the dead man has not been identified. A post-mortem is expected to be conducted soon. For Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. The Ministry of Education released a statement yesterday warning of con artists pretending to be ranks attached to the Criminal Investigation Department of the Guyana Police Force. According to the ministry, the persons are visiting homes purporting to be conducting an investigation into the recent threats made against schools. The group of con men are reportedly moving around in a white minibus. This comes after reports of several bomb threats and shooting threats against area schools. Also, the administration of the University of Guyana also decided to suspend classes until Monday, 11th February 2019. The school's administration is currently working with the Guyana Police Force to assess the school's security. Earlier this week, we shared a tragic news of a fire that destroyed the home of a recently widowed resident of TUCVILLE. In this report, we learned that the Ministry of Social Protection and members of civil society have come to her aid.
There depends on us.
On Wednesday, Minister of Social Protection Amana Ali presented a number of items to two of the fire victims who were left homeless following Sunday morning's fire which destroyed their homes at TUCVILLE. Tonya George, a mother of four along with her one-year-old granddaughter, received a food voucher to shop at the Bounty supermarket, a mattress, and other household items. In addition to the items donated, the Ministry of Housing will provide Mrs. George with a house lot to build a new home as she and her family are currently being housed at the United Bridge Building Commission in Camberville. Mrs. George said, quote, "I thank God for sparing my life and bringing me here today," end of quote, as she received the items from Amna Ali. 1 month prior to losing her home and all her possessions to that fire, Tonya George lost her husband and breadwinner to a brief illness. These tragedies have left the young mother in a state of shock and trauma, forcing her to seek counseling. Anyone interested in assisting Mrs. George can contact her on telephone number 644-4124. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, construction of Diamond-OGLE road link to begin this year and AFC's youth picket GECOM. But first, here are today's foreign currency exchange rates.
For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
Hello, baby. Yeah.
It's knocked away from Young Huang.
Yo, why you gotta get wasting shit credit, buddy? I recommend that you for blah blah. Let you actually game. But it's not you that buy back the credit when it's done. Buy back like a shit money from five. Fab 5?
Activate the GTT Fab 5 plan today. For only 5,005, you get free unlimited calls to 4 of your closest family and friends, 5 gigs of data plus 250 text messages, and your Fab 5 friends can call you for free. GTT Fab 5.
Wait. So who we putting as we Fab 5? Yours.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's for dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you have a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Welcome back. The director of the East Coast East Bank Demerara Road Link project says that construction will begin before the year's end. George Gonzalez tells us more in this report.
The draft designs for the East Bank to East Coast Road Link network are expected to be released before the end of February. In an interview with the Department of Public Information, Technical Services Manager within the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Nigel Erskine, described the general design of the project.
Coming out of the feasibility study, the consultant has proposed that the main alignment will be 4 lanes from Diamond to Ogle, and we would have 4 connectors that would connect the East Bank Demerara Road to the new alignment. So we'll have a connection at Great Diamond, we'll have a connection at Mocha, at Eccles Bush, and one at Arbibaka.
He added that acquisition of the designs would accelerate the bidding process, which will result in works commencing in the early part of the third quarter of 2019. Essentially, this product will be realized before the end of 2019. In 2016, the government signed off a $50 million loan from the Export-Import Bank of India for the construction of a 20-kilometer bypass road from Ogle on the east coast of Demerara to Great Diamond on the east bank of Demerara. Channel 2 Headline News, George Gonzalez.
Thanks, George. Police in Essequibo are currently investigating a murder that took place in Foulmouth Landing. 32-year-old Cedric Williams of Foulmouth Village, Essequibo River, was reportedly murdered by a 33-year-old male shortly after midnight. Investigations reveal that Williams, the suspect, and the suspect's sister were drinking alcohol at a landing when the argument erupted between Williams and the suspect. The suspect then fatally stabbed Williams in the neck and fled the scene. Williams was taken to the Bartica Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The body is presently at the hospital's mortuary awaiting a post-mortem examination. Today, the youth arm of the Alliance for Change picketed the Guyana Elections Commission. Wendell Jeffrey tells us more.
Our vote! My vote! Bharat vote!
The AFC arm of the coalition led a protest outside the GECOM at noon today. The reasons for the protest was very clear.
Could the PPP present to us their list of candidates if they are prepared for these elections? Could the PPP present to us who is the Prime Ministerial candidate if they are so prepared for elections come March 19th? They know clearly that GECOM is not ready. And at the same time, you are saying go to elections without having house registration is an affront to the young people of this country, and it highlights the hypocrisy of Barrett Jagneo, saying and claiming that they have youths at heart and the interests of young people, and yet still they are not allowing house registration to be had, so the new young people who are eligible to vote to have that opportunity to vote.
More than 50% of the eligible people to vote are young people. We've got to give them a chance to say their part in where Guyana goes, and we cannot deny them.
It's a fantastic moment. It's one of the only times we will see young people standing up for something they believe in. And they believe that they should be given the opportunity to cast their vote once they're of age, and I too am embracing it.
1997, when the law, Janet Jackson, the then president, showed European sugar, we had to go from 1997 to 2015. We had to sit down and wait. And we told the line, no, Jack, you have to tell the line, you got to follow the law. We're going to take this into the CCJ. We must get a clean list of voters.
Mr. Mayor, I see you joined the line. What's your thoughts on what's happening here today?
My thoughts is that our youths need to give them a chance to vote. And the only way is that we need to register those youths. So no registration, no election. We cannot go to election and no house-to-house registration hasn't performed by GECOM. So we must have registration and then election. So no registration, no election.
We were expecting about 20 young people. We said, look, just a small group of us will come out, but you see the numbers that came up to support us, and it just goes to show the commitment of the Guyanese with the due process.
There's a talk of registering the young people only in a form of continuous registration. Would you agree with that?
That is just one aspect of things. There's a bigger picture. We believe house-to-house registration is the bigger picture.
Do you think that the continuous registration, the sanitizing the list is to the benefit of the coalition?
I don't know what you mean by sanitizing the list. The coalition's position is essentially we need house to house to have a new list. This list was prepared under the PPP where they padded it. There is in the interior that you'll find difficult to get in which only today somebody being to me showing me that this a list at a place named Waro, which should have had 20 people got 133. So house to house registration is necessary to get a clean list.
Do you think that the house registration would benefit the coalition?
I've been talking with young people. I brought 26 young people here who don't have an ID card. And they must have given an opportunity to get the ID card, be on the list, and they must be able to vote.
But,
We got to get house to house registration. The list got to be right. So we come in this fight. It all depends on all of us here. Guyana belongs to all and each and every one of us.
Let us see we walking going back. No bus bring we, no car bring we, no bicycle bring we. Because we said we going back walking.
No election! No election! No election! No election! No election! No election! Youths must vote! The youths must vote! The youths must vote!
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, standoff between Maduro and US continues as thousands of people flee Venezuela. And Indonesia stays alert as lava gas flows out of ANAK Krakatoa. But before that, here is this week's bridge retraction schedule.
This is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Switch over to GTT right now, no. Because all this time and money I waste on a cars alone can just send up my blood pressure.
You've come to the right place. Really? Once you're switched over with our network, you can activate our Fab 5 plan. With our Fab 5 plan, you can enjoy free unlimited calls with 4 family and friends.
You got to be kidding me.
You will also get 5 gigabytes of data with 250 text messages.
You got to be kidding me.
And your chosen 4 can also call you for free.
You got to be kidding me.
Activate the GTT Fab 5 plan today. For only $5,005, you get free unlimited calls to 4 of your closest family and friends, 5 gigs of data plus 250 text messages, and your Fab 5 friends can call you for free. GTT Fab 5.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news from the region. The front line of the political crisis in Venezuela has moved to the border. Military trucks barricaded a bridge crossing to Colombia to block aid meant to ease the worsening humanitarian situation. The food and medicine were arranged by President Maduro's rival, Juan Guaido, and Mr. Maduro is refusing to let it through. As the standoff between the men continues, thousands of people are leaving the country. Many of them are crossing Cúcuta on Venezuela's Colombia border. Sky News U.S. correspondent Amanda Walker reports.
It doesn't look like much, but a bridge just beyond this checkpoint could provide a pivotal moment for the people of Venezuela. US aid is on its way here to Colombia. Getting it across the border is a sensitive and secretive mission.
It was stood up by the National Guard.
Okay. From local farmland, you can see a barrier in the middle of the bridge, recently put there by President Maduro's soldiers.
1:30, they put the first one. And
Diana's farm overlooks what could become a flashpoint in this crisis.
What do you think might happen on the bridge?
La verdad, si no la dejan pasar, la gente se viene por encima.
If they don't allow it to go through, the people is going to come and they're going to take it away.
They'll do what they need to do.
Sí.
Colombia clearly wants this aid to get through. That's why later they allow a small group of TV news cameras, including our own, to see Maduro's makeshift blockade up close. The embattled leader's message is clear. He does not want international aid entering his country. Venezuela's other proclaimed leader, Juan Guaido, says it needs to come now. Every day, up to 30,000 people cross this other public bridge from Venezuela into Colombia. Some are leaving for good. For most people, it's a daily, grueling shopping trip for necessities they can't get at home. Some have walked miles in the baking heat. They're using what little money they have for basic food, pain relief, nappies, and a few extras to sweeten an incredibly tough existence. Maria makes the crossing every day with her 5 children. Her main concern is the total absence of medical facilities in Venezuela.
No hay nada, no hay nada, en realidad no hay nada.
There is nothing in there. I have to come here and get help. My daughter collapsed yesterday and I have to come to the Red Cross in Colombia.
She says her neighbour's son just died of malnutrition. Like millions of Venezuelan mothers, she is doing everything she possibly can to protect her own. People are also selling whatever they can to scratch a living.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. This vendor is asking women if they want to sell their hair, and if they're willing to sell this length, they could get up to $10, which in this climate could make a big difference.
Everyone here has become adept at finding things to make life bearable. But people need so much more than they can get here. They need proper aid. Venezuelans have been carrying a heavy load for years now. This way of life isn't new. What has changed is a feeling of hope. Help is at least on the horizon. Amanda Walker, Sky News, Cúcuta, Colombia.
And in international news, scientists have warned ANAK KRAKATOA, the volcano that caused a tsunami in Indonesia 6 weeks ago, still poses an imminent threat. The rumble of ANAK KRAKATOA continues as survivors of December 22nd tsunami try to rebuild their lives. Despite the eruptions and feared tsunamis, people are allowed to settle close to the beaches. More than 400 people have died in the disaster on the island of Java and Sumatra. Al Jazeera has more.
This is what's left of the ANAK KRAKATOA after part of it collapsed on December 22, causing waves to crash into the islands of Java and Sumatra. Now it's less than 1/3 of its original size, but scientists say it's still as dangerous. Just weeks after the disaster, these eruptions were caught on camera, and tremors are regularly recorded. Despite that, orders to stay more than 500 meters away from the sea have now been lifted.
If we can't work here, how do I get an income? My children need to go to school and they need to eat. I just hope it won't happen again.
The tsunami hit the tourist heart of West Java badly, and visitors have yet to return.
The rumble of ANAK KRAKATOA continues while survivors of last month's tsunami are trying to rebuild their lives.
Despite warnings of more eruptions and possible more tsunamis, people are now allowed to stay on the beach again. But they're also warned to stay alert.
Scientists say it's hard to predict the behavior of the so-called child of the notorious Krakatoa volcano that erupted so violently in 1883 that its ashes caused extraordinary sunsets worldwide, inspiring Edvard Munch to paint his famous work The Scream.
For another eruption like the one in 1883 to happen again, the volcano needs a much larger volume. But there is a high probability that an eruption and tsunami like on December 22nd will happen again.
Muhari says the government should have been more alert after scientists had predicted a tsunami a few months earlier. Research dating back to 2012 predicting the collapse of the volcano's flanks was also ignored. Survivors are planning to sue the government for negligence.
The tsunami that happened in the Sunda Strait could have been predicted because of the earthquake dangers in the area and the eruptions of ANAK Krakatoa. So the government should have taken preventative measures so there wouldn't be so many victims.
While the case will be taken to court in the next few weeks, ANAK Krakatoa is rapidly recovering. Only a few weeks after its collapse, the volcano emerged above sea level again, making it clear that time is running out for the government to repair, install warning systems and take protective measures to prevent another disaster from happening again. Step Vassen, Al Jazeera, Anjer, West Java.
Here's a 3-day weather forecast. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast and Friday evening at 6 for more news. For now, I'm Bibi Baka signing out from your newscasting. Thank you for staying tuned and to have a blessed evening.